All right, what's going on, common folkers? Okay, so today we're going to have a little bit of a mixed bag of an episode. Because I can say this is an episode. And I could say I definitely got a good bit of followers now, because I'm humble like that. I'm not going to have 1 million yet, although one day I will, although I'm not sure what I'd do with 1 million followers. I don't know, I'd probably post like the weirdest shit to get it retweets. Oh, let's see what I tweeted. I tweeted out something last night that I thought was genius. I don't think anybody liked it, but I thought it was genius. Hold up, I'm gonna give you that. We're just gonna cover. I'm gonna say controversial topics without doing political, because I think I can do that. Although I don't think I can get through the last one without doing just a teeny bit. But I didn't. I'm not trying to do political. I'm just trying to think. Okay, here it is. Ooh, I got 1 like. See, I've got a honky. Okay, I think the moral of comic books is to not move to a big city. You see, I agree with that, because I mean, think about it. Where does all this shit happen? The big city. Now, am I going to try to, visit Pittsburgh, and be a tourist and hopefully have, or Gotham? Sorry, I'm not Pittsburgh. Although I'm pretty sure Gotham's supposed to be like a Pittsburgh, but although they do reference to a Pittsburgh in DC Comics. And, they like Metropolis, New York City, and they reference to New York City too. So I guess that really doesn't matter, too much. I don't really read too much. I read what happens without having to actually, read the actual comic. And then sometimes I'll YouTube that shit just to, sound smart when I'm watching the comic TV shows and be like, oh, yeah, I know who that is because I Googled it last night. Anyways, yeah, that's what I do. I like watching that. I like watching entertainment. I like watching all kinds. I haven't got started on The Walking Dead yet, so no spoilers for me. But... So anyway, okay, so that I think that's a good idea, But of course, some guy's gonna try to mug me and be like, "Give me all your money," and I'm gonna pull out my big knife like Crocodile Dundee and be like, "Oh, this is a knife, mate, yeah." And by the way, Australian accents are dope as shit. Okay, and I'm not gonna. Each accent's cool in their own way, I'm just saying, Australian, Scottish, it's all. Whew, man, I love that. It's a simple different because, you live on this globe. If we were all the same, that'd be kind of boring. I think God just wanted to have some fun. You know what I'm saying? Have a little fun. Have a little accent. Spice it up. Make it a little different. Nobody likes being the same. They're starting to cater to that now. I was watching a car commercial about everybody driving Priuses because nobody drives Priuses anymore. And it was like all these people driving Priuses in this ugly brown color. I think it's brown. I don't know. I'm colorblind. It could be red or green or whatever the fuck. But they're driving these cars around and shit. And then all of a sudden there's this one car that looks kind of sleek and cool, and it's black. And everything else was this dull brown and stuff, and it comes through, and it's don't trade what do they call it? Eco. What's it supposed to be? What, environmentally smart, whatever the fuck the abbreviation for that shit is. For style, when you can have both or something like that. You know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, nobody wants to be the same. Everybody wants to be different. Although then you follow a fad, and all of a sudden everybody... And I'm hypocritical because I'm going to always say I'm never going to follow a fad. I'm going to do my own thing. But, oh my God, one day if I ever get a fad started and I'm the leader of it, I will embody that shit. So I won't follow a fad, or if I do, it'll be years later. I plan to have a mullet sometime soon. That was a fad then, but I'm gonna bring it back. When I weight and deadlift and stuff, I usually have or push-ups. Doing home core workouts. I usually put my hair up in a man tail type thing. I'm not gonna say ponytail, although that's technically what it is. I don't even use whatever those things are. I just use a rubber band. Okay, it hurts and sometimes it snaps and puts a welt on my wrist, but that's the price you can pay for not having hair in your face when you're deadlifting, because that is annoying as shit. Now they're like, cut your hair, and I'm like, yeah, maybe, but then all of a sudden I go to Wendy's and the chick winks at me. It's like, that's where I want to be in life. I want to be winked at by Wendy's chicks, and presumably Arby's chicks and too. I've seen a couple hot chicks at Subway. I don't know, I'm into chicks if you can't tell. Anyways, I'll go back to this. Okay. So I've listed a couple things here. I'm not even going to do that last one. This was sparked this morning by a debate, and I've had actually mixed reviews of both. Surprised. And yeah, the other one's not as bad, but so cookies. You bake a cookies. Oh yeah, you eat them warm, delicious. That's fine. I love that. Okay, yeah, that's good. All right, fresh cookies. Okay. All right, but now what do you do after them? You put them in the fridge and eat them cold? Or do you just leave them at room temperature and eat them? Now, I've had mixed. A lot of people have told me, they're like, oh, cold cookies for me. That's fine. And you know what? If you want that, it's a free country, and I don't think there's anything I don't think North Korea or Russia or any of those commie countries say anything specifically about cookies, if they even have cookies. I don't know. I don't go there. But just assume that they do for shits and giggles. And I'm going to say they probably don't, regulate cookies. I don't think anybody can be that much of a stickler. But here's my thing is, everybody knows about, cookie jars and stealing out of the cookie jars, because that's probably how you're taught about theft and shit, or, at least the stories. Not, maybe not everybody had cookie jars, evident by the, eating it cold. But, so cookie jars, that's room temperature, is that not? Unless you put a whole cookie jar full of cookies in your fridge, which you can do. It goes away. Like I said, I've had mixed. I was surprised. I thought everybody would just do room temperature cookies, but I've had I'm going to say 60-40. More people say room temperature, but I had a big group say, cold cookies, which, that's fine. It doesn't really matter each way. I'll be honest with you. I think I would prefer room now that we're doing this for the sake of arguments. But when it comes down to it, if I'm not really paying attention to that fact, I'm just going to eat the cookie. I think the fact that it's a cookie just outweighs the rest of the circumstances there. I don't know, man. Not as many people are as easygoing as me. But that one goes pretty good back and forth. So I was surprised to see that. Now, I shouldn't be. There's 7 billion people in this world. And the odd that 7 billion people eat room temperature cookies is, and even if that happened, if that was the case, if the study came out and said, turns out we can all agree on something, and there were 7 billion people eating room temperature cookies, I, just to make a point, would eat cold cookies, even if I didn't enjoy it less, because that is what I stand for. Okay, I would do that just to be that, because everybody doing something together, I'm not sure if that should be cool. Now, yeah, we all want peace, and I think that's fine and stuff, but I think, in terms of cookies and this worldwide argument that we have going on here, I think, we're just going to say, we'll just say, I'd spite them. I would do that. I don't really care too much, but for the sake of this argument, I took the room temperature side, and this looks like the side that's winning. Now we'll see. I'll have to ask more people. Maybe I'll put up a polls on the Facebook and the tweeters and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, hold up. Take a good bit of sweet tea. Get the day running. Next one. This one started last night, and you know what? I think I did take the tail end of this side. Everybody coming from farms and stuff in the country. I guess this would be when you have chickens out in your yard and stuff, and your fresh eggs that you can get to. Cookie dough. Do you make it or do you buy it in a tube? Now, I just grew up buying tubular cookie dough. I don't think we worried about that much. I didn't think that was, that was just mainly because I probably would say I eat 2 times more raw cookie dough than I do actual baked cookies. Now, whether that's healthy for you or not, I know it says don't eat raw cookie dough, but then, it's, whatever. Yeah, they don't eat raw cookie dough. Yeah, but yeah, well, come on. If I die from eating raw cookie dough, I was meant to die. Okay, nobody should. I'm not going to be. No, don't get me wrong. If you're allergic, you're allergic. People are born with weird allergies, like nut allergies and shit. And that's not something you can really help with. But but say normal human being, not allergic to anything, and raw cookie dough, and I die, I think maybe I just wasn't meant to live on this world, because. Yeah, you don't, but there's extenuating circumstances, and I'm not trying to put down anybody who has died from eating raw cookie dough. Not that I know there has any, and I'm not going to look up any because I don't want to feel like a dick if there's someone that has. But I'm going to say, for this ignorant mind that I have right now, I'm going to say that if you die from eating cookie dough, that's probably just, natural selection. They say the meek inherit the earth, and then the meek die from raw cookie dough, and then nobody inherits the earth. And the animals get it. And good for the animals, I guess. I don't know. I'm not going to really know that I care much after I die. I'm hoping I make it somewhere, I don't have a 100% chance, but it's I'm really hoping. So after I die, shit, I don't give a shit. I am not alive no more. Now, I will do my best to respect the people that have died. Rip in peace. Stan Lee. Rip. Rest the brother, you know what I'm talking about. Huge guy, cameos and everything, and it's all good. So, I think people should do their best to uphold that. legacy, Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, when Hank Jr. dies, Willie Nelson, if he ever does. You gotta, I think, doing respect, but I don't think those guys would ever be desecrated like they are, but just, normal people, it's like after I die, it's like, I'm in a better place. I got the better end of that stick, depending on what's going on there. Yeah, so... See, it's a win-win, because you're fighting to the death. You either win and you're proved more a man, or you die and, you're in a better place, theoretically. So it's kind of like, there's really no bad option there. I mean, obviously, some people are afraid of death, and I haven't really found that out. I'll come back to me when I'm rich in 20 years, and we'll ask. I don't know. I could be changed, and I don't get too falafel on that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a very falafel person. You're going to have to go talk to Buddha or something. Okay, so we'll do that. Cookie dough, eat it raw. Apparently you're not supposed to eat cookie dough raw. Now I know the main question was, do you make your own cookie dough or do you buy tubular cookie dough? Because tubular, bruh. Okay. Now that one was a bit more make it own, and I could see that. I think I was in the minority of that one, and I probably support that. But I eat raw cookie dough more, so I would just buy tubular cookie dough because it's a lot easier to eat out of that, and that's just what I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? And so that goes, either way, one or the other. Now, we're going to do this. Now, I'm going to go into this as the only drug I will reference, and it's the marijuana. Okay, Mr. Mankey. Okay. Fucking love South Park. All right, now here we go. So, marijuana. I mean, I've seen the rubbing on stuff, like it looked like lip balm THC extract, and they give it to like kids with cerebral palsy and all that, and it sells them. I think that's good, because half that horse shit that the pharmaceutical people been trying to push on us for years. Now, I mean, I know sometimes, you break your femur, a toke ain't gonna help you. You're gonna need the oxycodone or the Percocets or the morphine. That's a given. I think it's conditional. It's heavily conditional. But I think on a lot of these, chronic pain, cancer patients, or cancer patients, if you're bilingual, it's just, I think that's, I don't see no problem with that. People want to do that. I mean, shit. Willie Nelson's like 80-something, and he's smoking that shit. All right, and he's still alive. It very well might be the elixir of life. I have no idea. I mean, I always thought elixir was going to be like Diet Coke or something, but turns out studies show the elixir of life is not Diet Coke. Who would have guessed it? Not me. Not this guy. Not that that's going to stop me. They could be like the elixir of death is Diet Coke, and I'd be like, I'll tell you what, that elixir of death, pretty damn good. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, what do you want me to do there? What do you want me to do? But as for anything else, I mean, I don't give a shit. Like, I do it, man. I don't care. Like, is it like marijuana-related deaths? What's the problem you're going to have there? Cartoon's going to be temporarily awesome for you, You're going to eat, give it to anorexic people. They ain't going to throw that shit back up after they smoke. They're going to be too damn hungry. That we could save some people here. Save some really messed up conditions with that shit, I think you just tax the hell out of it, make a bunch of money and shit, Tax the hell out of pharmaceuticals and stuff, too. Make a bunch of money, There you go. Good for the government. Tell the government to stop taking all our damn money. Tell you what. That's what. So I guess that's not too controversial. I mean, I'm not trying. I ain't gonna do this. Make it. For political arguments. I'm not gonna say. You're a Nazi if you. Leave your cookies in the fridge, or if you eat cookie dough raw, you're a goddamn heathen. I'm not gonna say that. No, but you are a Nazi if you do leave your cookie dough in the fridge. No, I'm just kidding. All right. I don't know. I'm not gonna look it up. Okay, so I don't think it really even matters. I'd eat it cold, I'd eat it hot. For the sake of the argument today and what's been going on, I'd say hot or room temperature. But, I've had a lot more people, like I said, surprising me, saying that it would be cold. So, that goes both ways. I like that stuff. And I can take pride and be like, I'm not a part of this fad. I'm thinking different from the group. Although, of course, out of spite, I would be doing that with a lot of other things, depending on, how big the ratio is, just because, well, that's just how it's going to be. So whether that's that big of a problem, I don't think it is. But for the sake of today, I just woke up, found it funny. We were laughing. Okay, we were pulling together all of our resources. And, yeah. I'm going to, just go either way. Do you, man. Like I said, I want this podcast to make you be happy. I want people to laugh and stuff, laugh at me, laugh with me, laugh for me, laugh however other derivatives of grammar I can use with me involved. That's the whole point of this. I'm here to, that's what I want to do. Tour out, be happy, make everybody happy, be that outlet that nobody needs, because everybody needs to laugh now and then. You know what I'm saying? Everybody does. So I'm gonna stick with, just do what you want to do to be happy, really, in this poll. But I'm curious to see just what if people are more happy eating hot or cold, or room temperature or cold cookies if you eat it raw, or if you make your own, just depending on. Now, I'm not sure, if making your own versus buying it in store bought is going to lead to a particular more brand happiness. I'm not saying that's the answer to life, okay? So don't quote me on that, but just do whatever your heart pleases, man, and just know that your heart does not please a Big Mac, although it pleases other things, and so have a Big Mac too. Don't think of your heart all the time. Sometimes you got to think of your stomach and your taste buds. Because if you think of your heart all the time, you could, everything else would be bland. All right, don't give that selfish bitch all the attention. Think about everybody else, okay? Think about your brain, think about your lungs, think about your belly, Do whatever, okay? So that's what I'm going to leave you at today, my little bit of happiness. I don't know. I really don't know. I want to say... just a quick note that I have on here that says do everyday push-ups. I'm 1 for 9 so far, so I got 1 done. Hey, there you go. About the same rate most people get out on a date, 1 in every 10. Well, 1 for 9. Wait a minute. I am 1 in 9, which is what I have written down, which means I have 10 attempts, which is 1 in 10. So not 1 for 9, which would be 1 in 8 in those attempts. Okay, I think that's what I wrote down. At least that's what's going to be convenient to explain to you. So that's what's just I'm going to go for. And that's what makes me happy, so I'm going to do it. See? Take a page, man. Take a page. Light up. Eat raw cookie dough. Eat homemade cookie dough. Eat cookies, cold or warm. All right? Eat brownies. All right? Go gluten-free if you really think. Although just know that people really didn't start developing gluten allergies till like 2 years ago. All right? You could say you're gluten-free, but just let's... this is pastor approved. 2,000 years of eating cookie dough or so, which is of recorded history. Probably more, but I'm going to say 2,000 because that's what came out. And then all of a sudden in the past 50 years or so, we start developing gluten allergies. Now, whether we just have developed so high on the food chain that we can be picky about what we want, yeah, maybe you got to look at that. Maybe just say, hey, I have the right to choose this, and I think I'm blessed to have the right to choose this, or I think I'm Buddhist or karmist, or maybe I just have the right to choose this if you're an atheist, depending on how you go. I don't give a shit. But it's just like, man, go for that. I think do it. Just know that you're going to open yourself to a lot of jokes, and if you can't joke about it, then don't do it, because I think that should be the number one thing, is know that there's going to be jokes. I also found out the other day while watching an interview, people who pitch cartoons to like Disney and stuff, like the first thing Disney does is sit them down and show them a porn adaptation of cartoons, saying this is what's going to happen to your show. I had no idea, but I think that's funny as shit that the first thing people's minds go to is a porn adaptation of the cartoons. I haven't looked it up. I might, have to do some, for research purposes, look it up, see what people really think about that. But I thought that was really funny. But know that, people are going to make fun of it, and people are going to make porn adaptation of it. And, if you're fine with that, then go for it. If you're not fine with that, then you should probably keep it to yourself, because people are going to do it. There are, like I said, there are 7 billion, at least that's what I'm presuming. There could be more, there could be less. I don't know. We could all be in the Matrix. Okay, I don't know. I don't really give a shit. I'm not going to find out. I'm not going to go paranoid. That's just how it is. But, just know that that's what's going to happen. Yeah. So, if you die from eating raw cookie dough, tubular raw cookie dough, if you homemade raw cookie dough and you die, there could be something else. That's homemade, human error is there. Of course, there could be human error in regular cookie dough too, like tubular cookie dough. But the chances of that, there's still a chance, but the chances still would be against you. So that's just what I'm going to say there. Go for it. Okay, so eat your cookie dough. I'll put out a poll for everybody listening to this. Go follow the Facebook and my Tyler Stockburger, tweeter too. I'll put out a poll because I'm very curious. I want to know. Yeah, I just want to know. I'm curious. Tubular, homemade. I think that'll be the one. Because I think that'd be more diverse other than cookie dough. Which the other one could be too. Like I said, I'm getting mixed things, but I don't know. That's I think how it is. All right, you know what? Go live your life. Go watch some Simpsons or something. The Simpsons is not giving me money to do anything. I'm just a big fan and I'm a friend. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, let's go. All right, have a good day. Keep it common. Keep it folksy. All right, listen to some music, and know that in heaven there's a buffet with both raw, tubular, and baked cookies. Now, there you go.